Gary, one of the things that we know that's sort of key to sort of our job, and I think one of the things that gives us a great deal of satisfaction is working with PhD students and young scholars. And so I'm just wondering, what advice, you've accumulated a lot of wisdom over the years, and so what advice would you give to a student or a young scholar in the field about how to be successful?
Probably the very first thing is that when you're starting this career, success in this career is really about time and blocks of time. And many people have asked me about kind of things I did and my success, and one of the huge things I always talk about, and they recognize in me, is the control of time and finding blocks of time. So when you're negotiating for a job, or when you're starting in a job, it's all about how you get blocks of time, and that has to do with being on committees, your teaching load, when you teach, how frequently you teach. We can stack courses at the University of Washington, so we can teach some quarters and not teach other quarters. Having a doctoral student to work with you as a new faculty member, all of these things make a difference, and I always tell faculty or new faculty when they're coming to negotiate or work on how do you get blocks of time. So a second thing I think is I always tell people to read, and in fact I have, I put it in caps and I say read, read, read. And I kept current for 45 years. In fact, I kept obsessively, compulsively, one of my attributes, lists of where I was exactly in like 8 or 10 journals, and always making sure that I was current. And it makes a big difference in terms of being able to do research. I also had a kind of a 4-step rule. So my 4-step rule was, let's see if I can get it right, was to finish everything you start, right, to write up everything you finish, and to send off everything you write up, and to publish everything you send off. And there's a lot of slippage in there, and I see young people come along and they get frustrated, or they get a rejection, or they can't get the collaborative effort together to get something finished. And so finishing things and getting them out there and getting them in press and so on is, I think, a major important thing.